is the Plate and Traditions channel. Welcome to the Plate and Traditions channel with your host Kendra Moses.
Hello and welcome to the Plate and Traditions channel. My name is Kendra Moses, and as always we have our resident chef Kai off camera. It's the holiday season, that time of year when things like traditions seem a bit more amplified. For most of us, the things that we find to be traditional is simply just another day in the life of. The holidays have a way of embellishing traditions and a sentiment of this is what it means to be this holiday, which may or may not induce stress. So we want to continue the show today to discuss a misconception about traditions, at least as perceived from the Plate Traditions point of view. I think that traditions end up becoming one of those things that becomes kind of obsolete or gain their higher level of disinterest because it seems like a expectation, and not only an expectation to keep things the same old way, but the biggest forefront of it is, I think, it's the expectation or the perception that traditions are neat and tidy. Because for most traditions, they've been going around for centuries, decades, years, what have you. And of course, it doesn't matter what you're doing. When you're plating your food, you plate it the best way possible. Like when we started off, like I said, using your recipe as your smallest textbook in the world. You're not going to then take those notes you made and those markings and present it. If you work on something, even a recipe, even reconstructing it, rewriting it, you're going to show it in the best possible light. And that's just a natural thing that we do world over. And I think that's what happens with the traditions and the aspects of the traditions. It's not so much as not being accepted because of cultural differences all the time either. It's just that it doesn't matter where you're at. The final product is always meant to look like perfection. It is. It's almost unavoidable, I believe, because that's what you want. And like I said, it's understandable. Even when you're preparing your own food in-house, whether you're a home cook or whether you're a chef who's cooking food at their home, I'm willing to bet that you're still going to try to plate that food as well as you plated it for a customer, or as well as you expect to be plated for you. So like I said, this is nothing that's surprising at all. But from the Plate Traditions point of view, it is somewhat surprising that how much of a hold this misconception has on us, that traditions are, like I said, these neat and tidy little packages. When in reality, traditions have rough edges. Most of the time, they're actually the epitome of imperfection. And Yeah, that really did just happen. Why, you ask? Well, because it was a true familial holiday story that became a tradition to tell every year. So in the reality of it all, traditions are basically the epitome of imperfection. It is not meant to be as an insult because, like I said, I speak for my traditions or anyone else's because they are not formed from a utopian world. There's nothing that's really there that made these things come to be as something that we do on a habitual basis that sprang from perfection. So once we get past this notion that traditions of any source, anywhere, are always meant to be neat and tidy and so unyielding, we can actually visit that point where we view traditions of any sort, especially plated traditions, as something that is really special. We say it's special because it's been passed down from person to person and place to place, but the mission of plated traditions is to make sure that the feeling that you put behind any tradition, especially a plated one, is coming from within you, not just a bloodline or a family line. Now, if these things are what influence you and you still have a great reverence for it, yes, so by all means, let that be a part of your feeling and compassion for it. But if it's something that is just you're going through the motion, if it's any part of you that really want to have some reverence for what you're doing, what you're feeling, and passing on or experiencing a tradition, it has to come from within you. I feel like that's the only way you're going to truly be able to appreciate it and truly value it as something that is special indeed. We're asking viewers, what are your play traditions? Quali sono I tuoi che tu kakalivashi baksit dina kwotsozo. Anata no plated traditions wanani de suka side e dina ni di shishime. Anata no plated traditions wanani de suka dina side e dina ke e dina ni di shishime. Quali sono I tuoi kakalivashi baksit dina kwotsozo. Anata no plated traditions wanani de suka dina side e dina. Anata no plated traditions wanani what are your plated traditions? To reiterate, traditions are not a certain home channel movie or a certain car stock sentiment that you get and receive through an envelope or, like I said, or over a TV screen. These are things that happen in the real world, and these real world experiences are what form and shape you, the individual, as well as the tradition, I guess, because it had to start from somewhere. As we discussed briefly in our first video, we might not know exactly where these things started or where it came from, but it had to start somewhere. And as each new person comes to be in this world, it's the same thing. Your tradition, yourself, what you believe, what you feel, all had to start from a certain point in time. This week marks our very first Play Traditions call-in. Hello, caller. Welcome to either first Play Traditions call-in. So what's your favorite song to hear in the kitchen during the holidays?
Hi, I'm Lizzie. I'm 8 years old. I want to share a song that my mom plays every year.
Well, welcome to the show, Lizzie. I can't wait to hear it. Are you and your mom ready to play it for us? Yes, we sure are.
Don't mess with me, I want my food. Just give me the goddamn recipe.
Wow. It wasn't too much, was it? I'll sing it down. Never hurt nobody. No, it was a lovely song. Thanks so much to you and Lizzie for sharing it with us. Thank you again for joining us for another week. We hope to see you again next time. Bye-bye.